Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be looking at one of the best AFK crafting methods I've used to build multiple accounts over the years. Now this is a method which I would highly recommend you stocking up on the items for this method over double XP weekend because they are well known to go cheap. Now this is going to be Dragonstone Jewellery crafting. Now with this sort of method, the two items needed to make the jewellery are some of the best investments I feel in the game. Now, if you watch Market Watch frequently, I always point out that when gold bars go cheap, they are 100% worth investing in because of the profitability of Dragonstone Jewellery. Now, to do Dragonstone Jewellery, you will need between level 55 and 80 crafting, but to be fair, the best ones are level 72 and 74. Now, if you're not sure what to do in terms of crafting to get to certain levels, I do have other videos on the channel which are a little bit less, which will make you pretty good profit to build up to this. The thing which makes crafting the Dragonstone Jewellery stick out is the profitability as well as the AFK-ness you can have making these at a furnace. Now, Dragonstones are also an item which is very good to invest in. During a double XP weekend, a lot of people cut Dragonstones for pure XP, and because of that, a high volume of cut Dragonstones come on the Grand Exchange, and that means the price of Dragonstones generally can be quite cheap for a couple of days towards the end of the double XP, which means you can pick these up for a really good price and save them for a time you want to AFK your crafting, and make some huge profit from it. So the two items which you really need for this method are the gold bar and the Dragonstone. What we'll do now is just go and really quickly price check because this will give us the fundamental price to work off all of the other jewellery as well. But this really is one of those great methods to do if you don't want to pay attention to the screen, if you're working, and with the fact that Fort Free has such a nice bank and furnace close together, it can be a really good place for you to do some skilling on mod 84 to get all the boosts as well. But without further ado, let's get to it. Let's get price checking and then we'll go and run through a couple of infos of making these as well as checking the prices a little bit later on. So what we got to do to sort of get the base for this is find out what the price of Dragonstones are. So in terms of the Dragonstones, pretty good in terms of margin. When you see a margin like that, which is quite close, 27 GP each, it means it's quite often traded and it's not spiked, it's not low volume, so it's a good price to go for. Now, I always sort of say like, go and buy it for the cheapest price possible, which is still correct if you're going to buy something which has a really big margin. Something like this, I would much rather get started with money making method or start AFKing with it because I know I'm going to make some profit for it. So I'd probably buy it for 4,800 and that's what we're going to work on the price of Dragonstone for this method. Now, even though all the items have different level requirements, all the items will have different selling prices, the same base items needed to make the jewellery is going to be the same. It's going to be one Dragonstone and one gold bar. Now, I thought gold bars were a little bit cheaper than what they are. I thought they were in like the 1600s, but they are back over 2,000 coins. Again, gold bars, in my opinion, are one of the best investments in the game. So I'm not surprised when they do go up in price. Now, I've instant bought and instant sold this, and the price of the gold bar is going to be 2,200 coins, which we're going to work off, which is nice for our maths because it basically means that for all the jewelry we're going to have a look at prices for, 7,000 coins is what it's going to take to get the bar and the gem as well. So let's go and price check these items and see where they currently sit. So if we go and find some Dragonstone. So the first item is the Dragonstone bracelet. Now this item does quite well in terms of holding its price because all the Dragonstone jewelry is linked to AFK prices. And I think the bracelet is slightly high for whatever reason, so it always seems to be one of the more expensive out of the four. In terms of the four, the bracelet and the Dragonstone necklace are the two which are higher in terms of the price normally. The bracelet has the AFK price and the necklace is used in the top tier of porters, so there's always a demand for it. If ever I make Dragonstone, normally, unless I've found something which has a crazy margin, I will always make the necklace, because I know that people are going to buy them for the porters. And as an absolute worst case, I can also use them if needed. So we've got, again, a very close margin there. 400 GP is nothing I would consider massive, but 10.4k or an absolute worst at 10k, we're going to make 3k profit for that, which is actually really good when you sort of see how sort of quick and AFK it can be at the same time. So the next one we're going to have a look at is the Dragonstone ring. Now, rings of wealth are weird. Sometimes they can be absolutely at a price you can't believe and sell for that price, or sometimes they're just going to be a bit funny. Now, that's not bought for 18k, and this is what I was trying to sort of mention earlier on about like margins and stuff. Once we've bought this and once we find the margin for it, you'll see that it's not a sustainable price. If it's not a sustainable price, there's no point really fixing that you're going to make X amount of profit from it as well. So it's instant bought for 35k. And as you can see there, it's just sold for 9. So I would put that true price is something like 10, 11k. But what we'll do, I like to do this on videos as well, just to test it. We'll go and make some Dragonstone rings a little later on. I'll put them in a grand exchange at a slightly lower price, something like 31k. And I'll let you guys know in the comments or in a community tab. Make sure to subscribe for that community tab because I drop things like this off the back of a video just to show you guys if it does work, if it doesn't work as well. Just a chance to make some more money if you guys are looking for it. So the next one we're going to do is the amulet. So the amulet is what's used for the amulet's glory. This is going to require 80 crafting, and this is probably the one I would suggest skipping. I think this is slightly higher in price as well because I did test these a couple of days ago. Yeah, the Dragonstone amulet's not buying, which makes absolutely no sense. It does traditionally sell a little bit less though because you still need to string the amulet to sell it or at least enchant it. So a lot of people generally pay a lower price because of that as well, whereas all the others do just need to be enchanted to be turned into the enchanted form of the jewellery. And then finally, the best one in my opinion, because it is used for porters, because it's just got that extra value towards it. Porters is something people need continuously for all their skilling methods. And because of that, it means that things like Dragonstone necklace is in demand, very similar to the rest of the necklaces as well. Like, just because Dragonstones are top tier, don't think that diamond, ruby, sapphire, and emerald as well aren't the more expensive ones. Normally they are. Normally they are very, very good profit. So we'll just test the margin for that as well. So 11k was the instant sell, which is probably what I would do. A lot of the time on 7-day bond when I was doing this, I would be quite bold with my prices. I would put them in at something like, if I saw like 11k for that, I'd put them in at 15k. And then hopefully I'd hit a point of like low volume and the price would just sort of spike. And it did happen a couple of times where, because I've set it that price and there was nothing on the grand exchange, people bought it for that price. So where I would recommend to go and do all your Dragonstone crafting, because you have the ability for World 84, if you want some bonus XP, some buffs, you can do it at Fort Frimfree. Fort Frimfree has a really nice bank and also a very close furnace as well, where you can actually go and craft your items as well. Now, changes have been made to how you sort of like do goldsmithing in terms of a furnace. All the bars are now stored in the furnace, so you can actually go to the furnace with a full invo of Dragonstones, and then you can literally just go and craft from there. Right, so with the full invo of Dragonstones, again, you can set your presets up for this to make it a bit smoother. You go to the furnace, and then once you go to the bottom here, click on your gold bars, and you have the jewelry crafting menu. Sometimes you might need to wear your goldsmith gauntlets, but I don't think so. I think they changed that a couple of months ago. So what we're going to do is purely for science. I'm going to make a couple of these Dragonstone amulets. I'm going to make a couple of Dragonstone rings as well, just to throw on the grand exchange. But as you can see here, this is how sort of chilled AFK it is as well. Really is a very good sort of work skill. I used to do this a lot when I was editing, because crafting was making such good profit, and because I was trying to get ahead of videos all the time. This used to be basically my editing skill before things like archaeology and mining with stone spirits really kicked in. But yeah, again, really good crafting method. In terms of XP, you're going to be about sort of 180k per hour. And in terms of profit as well, it's going to be looking about 5 to 6 mil per hour at a minute. Really good prices on them. But if you hit spikes on certain days, when these items are in demand and there's not enough volume on the grand exchange, you can make more money than that. So whichever you wanted to do in terms of like times and method and stuff, as you can see here, it's a really chilling method, and it's kind of got that sort of feel to it which you would have done in like the old days of skilling. It really is so like laid back and easy, and it's just an enjoyable thing to do. You can watch things on the side, and maybe a couple of series like 7-day bond, which is now back on the channel. It will be in the corner of the video if you guys want to watch it. But yeah, one of my favorite methods, and will still be a method I go to quite a lot to use. Fort Frimfree is such a nice place for this as well because it's so close to a bang. But gonna wrap the video up. Let me know what you guys think in terms of the method. Have you guys used it before? Are you a big fan? I will update you guys on the selling prices of these amulets and these rings. I'll throw an amulet and ring in now and see if they sell. I don't think they will because, again, they're too high to be. But I'll put an amulet in for something like 44k and see if that sells. I'll do amulets like dotted throughout the price range as well. So we'll do a ring for something like 22k. So this is significantly under the sort of instant buy price. And if they do decide to sell, I will let you guys know. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know anything you want to watch in terms of future content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon in the next video.